Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my friend. My name Muhammad Fauzan Rahmatullah. I'm from Sakti University, Education Study Program, and here, this time, I will presenting about kind of test and testing under the subject language testing. Let's get started. What is this testing definition? Testing definition is tests can be categorized according to the types of information they provide. This categorization will prove useful both in deciding whether an existing test is suitable for a particular purpose and in writing appropriate new tests where these are necessary. There is testing definition. The first definition for testing definition is categorized according to the types of information they provide. And this categorization will prove useful both in deciding whether an existing test is suitable for a particular purpose and in writing appropriate new tests where these are necessary. And for the second testing definition, test is one the procedures that can be used to assess student performance. It has a specific objective to measure. If you want to know the how long the student have have understand the material have been we give to him, we can measure the specific objective or give him the assessment student perform. Give him the assessment to know the specific objective, how long the knowledge he know from the material. And now four types of tests. The types have four types. The first is proficiency test. The second is achievement test. The third is diagnostic test. And for the fourth is placement test. For the first is proficiency test. What is that? Proficiency tests are designed to measure people's ability in a language, regardless of any training they may have had in the language. If we want to measure the language ability people, we must we must use the proficiency test to know the ability the people to know people's ability in a language. For the second, the example of some proficiency tests used for a particular purpose, such as the first is test designed to discover whether someone can function successfully as a United Nations translator. This is the first example. And for the second example is tests used to determine whether a student's English is good enough to follow a course of study at a British university. For the second example is the test used to determine whether a student English is good enough to follow a course of study at a British university. The example of some proficiency tests used for a general purpose, such as the first is general proficiency test, the second Cambridge for a certificate in English examination or FCE, and for the third Cambridge certificate of proficiency in English examination or CPE. That is the general purpose. That is the example of some proficiency test used for a general purpose such purpose. Okay. Now Achievement. What is the achievement test? Achievement tests are direct. Achievement tests. Achievement tests are directly related to language courses. Their purpose being to establish how successful individuals that individuals. If we want to know the establish how successful the individual student, we must doing the achievement test, this achievement test. And now, kind of achievement test. Nah, uh, before before I tell you what is the achievement test, achievement tests are directly related to language courses. Their purpose being to establish how successful individual student. And now, kind of achievement tests. The achievement tests have two kinds. The first, final achievement test, and the second, progress achievement test. Final achievement test. What is that? Final achievement tests are those administered at the end of a course of study. The content of final achievement test should be based directly on a detailed course syllabus or on the books on and other material used. Now, final achievement test is if we have learning or a study about many course or many lesson in the class in the last of semester, we can do this achievement test or final achievement test because the content of final achievement test this is should be based directly on detailed course syllabus or on the books and other materials. What is the syllabus content approach? Syllabus content approach should the test be based directly on a detailed course syllabus. Disadvantage: if the syllabus is badly designed, the result of the test could be misleading. If we have the syllabus is badly designed, the result of the test could be misleading and can be misunderstood. And for the objective content approach is should the test be based on course objective advantage. The first is compelling course designers to be explicit about course objective, and the second makes it possible for the test to show how far objectives have been achieved. That is the advantage from objective content approach. Achievement test. Achievement test, progress achievement test, as their names suggest, are intended to measure the progress that students are making. Disadvantage first is the low scores in early stage are discouraging. Second, the alternative is to establish a series of well-defined short-term objectives. The third, this should make a clear progression towards the final achievement test based on the course objective. That is the disadvantage achievement test. And now, diagnostic test. What is diagnostic test? Diagnostic tests are used to identify learners' strengths and weakness. They are intended primarily to ascertain what learning still needs to take place. The explain for diagnostic tests are uh, something to identify learners' strengths and weakness. Strengths and weakness. If we want to know the strengths and weakness from learners, we 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 want to identify the learner's strengths and weakness, we must use the diagnostics test. Okay, and now placement tests. What is that? Placement tests are intended to provide information that will help to place students at the stage or in the part of the teaching program most appropriate to their ability. If we want to appropriate their abilities, we must do the placement test to provide information intended to provide information that will help to place students at the stage or in the part. Okay, that's all for me. If I have any mistake, I say sorry. And if you want to ask me some question about kind of test and testing, you can ask me in WA. Listen my number 0813 844 8459 6778. Okay, thanks for your attention all. Goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
긴 여운 속에서 멍하니 난 스쳐진 않은 시간을 흘려보내 그 누구도 없는 이 극장 안에 난 계속 남아 자리를 지켰지 수없이 반복한 영화 속에 참 오래 울고 또 울었었지 하지만 덤덤한 나를 보니 이제 완전히 다 끝인 것 같아 기나긴 엔딩에 가슴이 저릿해 흐린 불빛에 널 다시 추억해 난 믿었어 우리가 함께 ending credits ending credits the credits 결국 너 없이 남겨진 내일은 ending credits ending credits the credits 깊은 어둠 속 새겨진 내일은 ending credits 막이 내린 뒤로 비친 내게 그 어떤 인사도 하지 못해 빛이 바랜 steel 컷에